You have been wondering why no one has been able to stay. Why every connection felt shallow. Why conversations began with excitement but slowly revealed an emptiness that your spirit could not ignore. And deep inside, you questioned whether your depth was a burden. But hear me clearly, it was never a burden. It was a blueprint. I did not create you to swim in puddles when I designed you for oceans. The loneliness you have felt was not punishment, it was protection. I was shielding the depth of your spirit from those who only knew how to live on the surface. You are not difficult to love. You are simply rare. From the beginning, I marked you as chosen. Your emotions run deep because your calling runs deep. Your discernment is sharp because your destiny is weighty. When others were content with shallow affection and temporary passion, your heart longed for something eternal, something that could hold the intensity of your spirit without trembling. That longing was not fantasy. It was prophecy. I placed that desire inside you as evidence of what I am preparing. The soulmate you seek is not lost. They are being shaped. While you were learning patience through disappointment, I was refining them through fire. While you were asking why relationships ended, I was asking them to confront the parts of themselves that could not yet handle you. You have been growing in silence, and so have they. Depth requires depth. Strength requires strength. I will not allow someone half-formed to connect with someone fully awakened. I love you too much to give you a love that would dilute your calling. The waiting has been my mercy. There were moments when you thought about lowering your standards. Moments when you considered shrinking your voice so someone else could feel bigger. I watched those thoughts, and I gently reminded you of who you are. You are not meant to be reduced to be received. You are meant to be matched. And matching takes preparation. The one I am preparing for you is learning emotional language, spiritual maturity, and the courage to hold intensity without fear. They are being stretched in ways they do not even understand yet. You see, depth is not just about feelings. It is about capacity. It is about being able to sit in silence without anxiety. It is about being able to confront conflict without running. It is about loving without possession and leading without control. You carry these qualities because I have been building them in you through every trial. The soulmate I am preparing must meet you there, not at the surface, not halfway, but fully. And that kind of alignment cannot be rushed. I know you have asked, when? But the better question is, who are they becoming? Because timing follows transformation. The more you step into your authentic self, the closer you move toward alignment. I am orchestrating growth on both sides. I am aligning character, healing wounds, dismantling pride, and strengthening faith. This is not coincidence. This is divine construction. And here is what you must understand. Your depth intimidated those who were not called to stay. But it will magnetize the one who is. They will not see you as too much. They will see you as answered prayer. The intensity of your heart will not scare them, it will awaken them. They will recognize your spirit before they fully understand it. Because I will place recognition in their soul. Do not mistake delay for denial. Every season of isolation has been building emotional intelligence inside you. Every tear refined your compassion. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. You are not waiting empty-handed. You are becoming powerful. And as you become more aligned with me, I am making sure the one who joins you is aligned too. If this resonates in your spirit, quietly acknowledge that I am speaking to you. Let your heart respond before your mind tries to analyze it. Stay attentive. Because what I am about to reveal next will explain why the delay has been longer than you expected, and why the moment of meeting will feel almost supernatural. The delay has not been random. It has been strategic. You measured the waiting in months and years, but I measured it in layers. Layers of pride being stripped away. Layers of fear being confronted. Layers of immaturity being exposed. You were asking me to send love, but I was shaping legacy. What you are destined to build together cannot rest on fragile foundations. So I slowed time around you. I allowed connections to collapse. I let almost relationships dissolve at the edge of commitment. Not to wound you, but to prevent you from tying your future to someone who could not carry your calling. You see, depth is not just emotional intensity. It is spiritual weight. When you enter a room, atmospheres shift. When you speak, people feel seen. When you love with your whole being. That kind of presence requires a partner who is not intimidated by light. Many admired you, but few were equipped to stand beside you. Admiration is not alignment. Attraction is not assignment. Chemistry is not covenant. I had to teach you the difference. While you were healing from heartbreak, your soulmate was confronting their own shadows. I exposed their avoidance. I challenged their ego. I dismantled the patterns that would have clashed with your depth. There were nights they felt restless without knowing why. There were seasons when I withdrew certain comforts from them. That was me increasing their capacity. Because if I had brought them to you earlier, they would have loved you, but not known how to sustain you. And temporary love is not what I wrote over your life. You often wondered why conversations would start strong and then fade. Why promises would be spoken but not fulfilled. Why intensity would suddenly retreat. It was not because you were too much. It was because you were too real. Surface-level souls can mimic depth for a moment, but they cannot live there. Eventually they become exhausted pretending. So I allowed truth to reveal itself quickly. That was protection disguised as disappointment. The one I am preparing will not retreat from your silence. They will not panic when you ask deep questions. They will not feel threatened by your independence or your spiritual insight. Instead, they will feel relief. Relief that they no longer have to shrink themselves either. Because I am not only matching your depth, I am matching your hunger for growth. Both of you have been restless with mediocrity. Both of you have felt out of place in shallow environments. That shared dissatisfaction is part of the design. I am aligning values before I align paths. Character before chemistry. Conviction before comfort. The soulmate I am shaping is learning discipline. They are learning emotional accountability. They are learning to listen without defensiveness. They are learning how to stay. Not just physically, but mentally and spiritually present. They are learning that love is not about possession, but partnership. And this education cannot be rushed. You may not see their progress, but you are feeling its effects. Have you noticed how your standards have quietly risen? How your tolerance for inconsistency has decreased? How you walk away faster now from confusion? That is not coincidence. That is alignment pulling you closer together from a distance. As they mature, so do you. As they release old attachments, you lose interest in distractions. I am synchronizing your evolution. There is also something deeper happening. I am teaching both of you how to stand alone without becoming lonely. Because two incomplete people searching for completion create dependency, not destiny. But two whole individuals meeting in alignment create multiplication. I am not sending someone to complete you. I am sending someone to complement you. You are already whole in me. And so are they becoming. Do not be tempted to rush ahead of my timing. Impatience can create permanent consequences. The enemy would love for you to settle out of exhaustion, to choose comfort over covenant, to mistake attention for intention. But you are not desperate, you are disciplined. And discipline is what preserves the promise. The meeting will not feel chaotic. It will feel steady. There will be fire, yes, but also peace. There will be attraction, but also clarity. You will not have to decode mixed signals or chase validation. Instead, there will be recognition. A quiet knowing. As if your spirits were introduced long before your eyes ever met. That is what happens when preparation precedes connection. But before that moment arrives, I must ask you something. Are you ready to receive someone who mirrors your depth back to you? Because depth reflected can feel intense. It will challenge you. It will expose you. It will require vulnerability beyond what you have practiced. The love I am preparing will not allow you to hide behind strength. It will call you higher. And what I am about to reveal next will shift the way you see every past relationship, and show you the hidden pattern you never noticed. There is a pattern woven through every connection you have ever experienced, and now I am ready to unveil it to you. None of it was wasted. None of it was random. Each relationship that began with promise and ended with confusion was a mirror revealing what was still misaligned. You thought you were simply meeting the wrong people. But in truth, I was allowing you to see contrasts. I was showing you what depth is not, so that when you encounter what it is, you will not question it. Some came into your life to awaken your standards. Some came to expose your tolerance for inconsistency. Some came to teach you how to walk away. You mistook those lessons for losses. But I was training your discernment. Because your soulmate will not enter your life through chaos, they will enter through clarity. And clarity requires you to recognize peace when you feel it. You have asked me, why does it feel like I love differently than others? Because you do. I formed you with intention. As it is written in Psalm 139 verse 14, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not excessive. You are intentional. Your emotional depth, your need for authenticity, your hunger for spiritual intimacy, these are not flaws. They are features. I designed you this way. And what I design, I also sustain. But hear this carefully, depth must be stewarded wisely. In the past, you gave sacred access to people who had not proven spiritual maturity. You offered vulnerability before there was consistency. You shared vision before there was commitment. And when they mishandled it, you blamed yourself. I never blamed you, but I allowed you to learn. Because discernment grows through experience. The soulmate I am preparing will not treat your heart casually. They will understand that intimacy is sacred. They will not rush to label what they are unwilling to lead. They will not promise what they cannot protect. Why? Because I am teaching them reverence. They are learning that love is not a thrill, it is a responsibility. They are learning that your depth requires intentional presence, not occasional passion. And you are learning too. You are learning how to observe actions instead of clinging to words. You are learning that consistency is more romantic than intensity. You are learning that someone who truly values you will not create confusion around your place in their life. This growth in you is not accidental. It is preparation meeting preparation. There were times you felt tempted to chase what was pulling away. To fight for attention that was fading. But slowly, you began to step back. To let silence answer what words would not. That shift was significant. Because the love I am orchestrating will not require you to convince someone to choose you. They will choose you with certainty. Remember what I declared in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Not in your urgency. Not in your fear. Not in your loneliness. In its time. Timing is not delay, it is design. Beauty formed too early collapses under pressure. But beauty formed in proper timing endures. Right now, I am aligning unseen details. Conversations they are having. Decisions they are making. Habits they are breaking. Prayers they are whispering without even knowing they are praying for you. Yes, they have spoken words into the night about wanting something deeper, something real. And when they prayed for clarity, I began shaping them into the kind of person who could stand beside you without insecurity. You have grown comfortable being strong alone. But soon you will learn what it feels like to be supported without losing independence. That adjustment will stretch you. Because you have carried your own weight for so long that receiving help may feel unfamiliar. But partnership is not weakness. It is multiplication. Here is what you did not notice: each time you healed instead of hardened, you moved closer to them. Each time you forgave instead of becoming bitter, you refined your spirit. Each time you chose growth over revenge, you increased your emotional capacity. And they have been walking a similar road. Healing wounds. Releasing pride. Learning to communicate instead of withdraw. When two healed spirits meet, the connection is not explosive, it is grounded. It does not burn out quickly because it is not fueled by insecurity. It is sustained by intention. That is the kind of love I am preparing for you. But there is one final refinement that must happen before alignment becomes encounter. One last internal shift that will position you precisely where you need to be. And once you understand this next truth, you will realize the meeting is closer than you think. There is one final refinement unfolding within you, and it is subtle but powerful. I am teaching you how to release control without losing expectation. You have carried vision for your future with intensity. You have imagined how love should arrive, how it should sound, how it should unfold. But surrender is not the absence of desire, it is the trust that I see further than you. The last shift is not external. It is internal alignment. It is when you stop asking, "When will it happen?" and begin declaring, "I trust who you are shaping for me." Control feels safe because it creates the illusion of certainty. But covenant requires trust. The kind of union I am preparing for you cannot be micromanaged into existence. It must unfold. And unfolding requires space. I am stretching your faith in this waiting season so that when the relationship begins, you do not cling from fear of loss. You stand steady in confidence. You have grown so accustomed to carrying emotional weight alone that vulnerability feels risky. You learn to self-soothe. You learn to overfunction. You learn to be the stable one. But the love I am bringing will invite you to soften. Not weaken, soften. There is a difference. Softness is strength under control. It is the ability to trust someone with your unfiltered self without fearing abandonment. The soulmate I am preparing is also being trained in surrender. They are learning to release old identities. To let go of past attachments that once defined them. To forgive people who disappointed them. To confront habits that sabotaged previous relationships. This refinement is not easy for them either. Growth rarely is. But it is necessary. Because depth without healing becomes intensity without stability. And I refuse to connect you to instability. You may wonder why you sometimes feel an unexpected calm about love lately. It is not because you stopped desiring it. It is because you are becoming secure within yourself. That security is magnetic. Desperation repels destiny, but peace attracts it. When you walk in quiet confidence, you align with promise. Let me remind you of something that requires your participation. As it is written in Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. This is not passive instruction. It is active engagement. Trust is not a feeling, it is a decision repeated daily. And I ask you now, will you trust me with this part of your story? If your answer is yes, then demonstrate it not through impatience, but through preparation. Continue cultivating your purpose. Continue refining your communication. Continue nurturing your spiritual life. Do not pause your growth while waiting for partnership. Because the meeting will not interrupt your destiny, it will enhance it. There is also a divine intersection being orchestrated. Places you will go. Invitations you will accept. Moments when your schedule shifts unexpectedly. What you perceive as coincidence will actually be coordination. You will not need to force proximity. I will align it. When the time comes, you will look back and see that every delay preserved you for precision. I know there were nights when you cried quietly, wondering if you were forgotten. You were never forgotten. You were being guarded. What feels like isolation was insulation. I was shielding you from premature attachment. I was preserving your emotional energy for someone capable of reciprocating it fully. Soon, the narrative will change. Conversations will feel effortless instead of strained. Depth will be met with depth. Questions will be answered with clarity instead of confusion. There will be mutual effort, mutual respect, mutual hunger for growth. And you will recognize the difference immediately, not because it is louder, but because it is steadier. But before that steadiness arrives, I must refine one more area in you: expectation without entitlement. Expectation says, I believe it is coming. Entitlement says, I deserve it now. Expectation aligns with faith. Entitlement resists timing. Release the urgency. Hold the promise. Something is shifting beneath the surface. You may not see it yet, but you are about to enter a season where alignment accelerates. Doors that once seemed closed will quietly open. Connections that felt stagnant will dissolve without effort. Space is being cleared. And what is about to unfold next will confirm beyond doubt that this preparation was not in vain, it was prophetic positioning. You are closer than you realize. Not close because of a calendar date. Not close because of desperation. But close because of alignment. The internal shift has already happened. You no longer chase what confuses you. You no longer entertain what drains you. You no longer romanticize inconsistency. That change within you is the final signal that you are ready. The season ahead will not feel like striving. It will feel like settling into something that was always meant for you. There will be a gentle unfolding. A conversation that flows without effort. A laughter that feels familiar. A presence that calms your nervous system instead of activating your anxiety. This is how you will know it is different. Peace will accompany passion. When your soulmate steps into your life, it will not feel like chaos entering your world. It will feel like clarity arriving. You will not need to decode hidden meanings or question where you stand. There will be intention. There will be consistency. There will be depth that mirrors your own. And in that mirroring, you will feel seen in ways you have longed for but rarely experienced. You have carried so much strength for so long. You have been the steady one, the wise one, the emotionally aware one. And now, I am preparing someone who can be steady for you too. Someone who does not crumble under your intensity but stands firm within it. Someone who listens without defensiveness. Someone who values growth as much as you do. This love will not erase your independence, it will honor it. It will not compete with your calling, it will support it. The connection will feel like two flames joining without extinguishing each other. Strong individually. Powerful together. That is the design. You will notice something else. Timing will suddenly make sense. The heartbreaks that once felt cruel will look like redirection. The doors that closed will feel like protection. The silence that stretched for months will feel like preparation. You will see how I was weaving threads you could not yet see. And when the meeting happens, there will be a quiet recognition. Not overwhelming fireworks that fade quickly, but a steady warmth that builds. You will sense safety. Emotional safety. Spiritual safety. The kind of safety that allows you to reveal your fears without shame. The kind that allows you to dream out loud without being dismissed. There will still be growth. There will still be moments of learning. But it will be growth together, not growth in isolation. Challenges will not push you apart. They will strengthen unity. Because both of you will understand that love is not about winning arguments. It is about protecting connection. You have often wondered if someone could truly handle the depth of your heart. The answer is yes. But not everyone was assigned to. The one who is coming will not be intimidated by your questions. They will not withdraw when emotions run deep. They will lean in. They will respond. They will choose presence over escape. And in that choosing, something inside you will relax. You will not feel the need to perform strength. You will not feel the urge to guard your softness. You will breathe differently. Speak differently. Love differently. Because you will feel secure. I am not preparing a perfect person. I am preparing a compatible one. Someone whose growth complements yours. Someone whose healed places align with your healed places. Someone whose weaknesses you can cover gently, and whose strengths cover you in return. This is partnership, not fantasy, but divine design. So continue walking in confidence. Continue refining your character. Continue nurturing your purpose. Do not dim your light to attract attention. The right one will be drawn to your brightness, not threatened by it. If this message has stirred something deep within you, hold on to it. Let it anchor your patience. Let it quiet your doubt. And if your spirit feels this confirmation, respond in agreement, subtly, faithfully. Stay connected. Stay expectant. Because what I am finishing behind the scenes is about to step into the foreground of your life. The next chapter will not begin with confusion. It will begin with certainty. And when it does, you will understand why I made you wait.